You want to start over, but you don't know where to start. It all seems so complicated, so complex. You have this outcome, this idea, this end result you want to get to, but starting can be a great challenge. And I think most of the time it's because we overcomplicate a simple process. I did not say easy. Not an easy process, but a simple process. When you want to start over, when you want to begin to transform and change your life, especially physically, one of the very first things that you can do is think about the most simple action that you can take. It can be overwhelming thinking that you want to lose a certain amount of weight or drop a certain number of pounds or accomplish even some goal that you have in mind. Starting to run a marathon, perhaps, doesn't begin with the 26.2 miles. It's going to begin with the first step. And so the first step is the most important step, and it should be the most simple step, and here's why. The most simple step that you take can be the one that you can repeat not only today, but tomorrow and the days that follow. Finding something that is simple for you is one of the key reasons why you will succeed this time. Find the most simple action, because when you do that, simplicity is duplicatable. Complexity is hard to duplicate. When you want to start shaking up and shifting everything in your life all at once, that's too complex. It's too many things, too many moving parts happening. And I'll give you a real life example. Right now I'm sitting in the gym, and for me this is starting over. Several years back, I owned and operated a women's training facility. Out of that facility, I helped women to lose 50 pounds. Some wanted to lose 100 pounds. I would hear the stories. They would come in and, I want to lose 100 pounds. And we began talking about their life and how did they got to that place? What brought them to be? How did life converge to bring us together in that moment? And I remember a woman shared with me her story, and she was in her early 30s, and she had recently had a stroke. And she wanted to have a baby. She was recently married, and she had had a stroke, and she wanted to have a baby. So there's a lot going on in life. And she told me she went to the doctor, and the doctor had informed her that she was carrying too much weight. And he thought that herself and the baby would be in jeopardy if she tried to have a baby at that time. So he recommended that she lose 100 pounds. And so here she is standing before me sharing her story, tears in her eyes and crying, because she wants this transformation. She wanted this change. But it was overwhelming. It was a lot. How do you lose 100 pounds? It seems so difficult. And these are the kind of experiences that I had in my women's training facility. And then the pandemic happened, and I made the decision to close the facility. And now it's been a few years since I've operated my own facility and run my women's program at full scale. But in the last few weeks, I've had an opportunity presented to me for me to be able to launch again, to be able to do the very thing that was so special to me, the thing that was bringing me life and joy and excitement, to be able to help women to transform their lives, to realize exactly how strong they are, to tap into untapped strength, discipline, dedication, to learn their bodies, and then become the woman that they desire to be. I wasn't doing those things. I wasn't doing it the way that I was doing it before, and now this opportunity has opened up for me to be able to do it again. And so I'm sitting here now in the gym, turned on YouTube, so that I can launch the channel and share the story and actually use YouTube as a platform for sharing the lessons and trainings that happen here inside of this facility, but do so in a way that's able to reach you wherever you might be in the world. And so it's a starting over place for me. This journey is a new journey for me as I am helping women to transform their lives. It's also a journey for me to step into all that I am capable of. Before I had my facility, women entered into the facility, I trained them there, and I didn't really use social media and these platforms, the digital platforms, I didn't use them as much. And over the years, I've looked and I've thought, is there really a need for another person to share their way of helping someone transform their life? And as I did, I realized that I'm a one of one. The way that I do things, the way that I share, the way my outlook is, it's my unique perspective. So I'm not competing against someone else because no one else can be me. And as you're on your journey, no one else can be you. No one else can do for you what you can do for you. No one can lift your weights and cause you to get stronger. No one can face your obstacles and cause you to have achievement. No, it's all up to you. And so the most simple thing that we can do is the thing that we can repeat. For me, it'll be showing up, turning on my camera, recording, sharing the messages that are in me to encourage you. Not worrying about how many people see them, but just doing the work, believing that the right people will see them. See, sometimes we get so caught up in the outcome metrics that we miss the journey. And so as I am here serving both physically and digitally, it'll be about creating transformation, creating stories of transformation for the women that I serve, but also for myself, to be able to share with the world and whoever may see it, the journey of starting over. I used to think that I failed, right? The gym, the pandemic hit, my business closed, failure. But it's only failure really when you give up. And it's not that I was giving up, it was that I had pivoted and changed and started going a different direction, which is fine, that's not failure. But a part of me did think not being able to outlast the pandemic was a failure. If I'm just being honest, there was a twinge of failure inside of me. But it's not failure. Because now I can look back and see everything that I was able to do back then. The number of women that I helped to lose 50, 100 pounds, the women that wanted to be in the best shape of their life, and that happened. Some women, they wanted to put themselves back on their own to-do list. They had lost themselves. They didn't feel strong. They didn't feel confident. They didn't feel like they could achieve. But that happened. I have those stories. I have those testimonies of those women that shared that their life was transformed, that they found friends that they would have never found, or they achieved something that they would have never achieved. I have that. That's all a part of the history. And so now I can look back. I don't see failure as I start over. I see that I've gained a lot of information, a lot of experiences, as have you. Where you're at right now is not the result of failure. It's the result of living. You've lived your life and you've had experiences. The reality is some of your experiences have led to desirable outcomes. And some of your experiences have led to undesirable outcomes. And so you've lived, you've had desirable outcomes and undesired outcomes, and you're still here, which means this: you have the opportunity to move towards a desired outcome. This is your point in life where you get to decide what your vision is for your next chapter. You can start over with me and go on the journey with me and move towards that idea and thought, that dream, that aspiration that you have, whether it's to transform your health, to start over and become the healthiest version of yourself. Even at this point in life, you might say, well, I'm old. No, you're not too old to start over. I said that. Well, am I too old to start on YouTube? No, I'm not. Nope. You're not too old to do any of the dreams that are still alive in your heart. You may have to adjust them, make some modifications, perhaps, but you'll never know if you don't decide to go. If you don't decide to show up and put in the work, you'll never become the strongest version of yourself. So from this gym, yes, we are going to train. I'll share workouts and exercises and the pathway to starting over and being the healthiest person that you can be. How to face those obstacles that you'll face and the challenges of discipline and figuring out what works for you. That's all a part of this. Yes, we'll do that physical part. But we're going to do so from the mindset at the very beginning that the vision that we have for our lives is very much still achievable. We'll set aside time. Because time is the way that you know that you value something. Think about it. If anyone has ever said to you, or if you said to anyone else, pay attention, then you realize, whether subconsciously or consciously, you realize that time is a form of currency. And when you pay attention, what you are saying is, I am extending and paying for, purchasing time for something that I deem to be valuable. I'm paying for it with time. Pay attention. Attention requires time, and so you're paying. And when you pay time for your own transformation, for your own health, for your own well-being, what you are saying is that you value yourself. So much so that you are designating a portion of time to the vision, to the desired vision that you have. Those two parts of life together, if you have a vision, if you're willing to dedicate time and then take the next simple action, those three things are the beginning to starting over. There are excuses that have been hanging over your head and keeping you from being the woman that you are designed to be. It's an excuse. The excuses are, they're looming over you. They are ruling over you. But when you start over, you change everything. And you put yourself in a position of power and you stand on top of the excuses. And now they are beneath your feet. I believe wholeheartedly that God wants that for you. That in the beginning, when God created from a vision and the beginning of time. And then there was process. And so with the weights, with the exercises, with the routines, we will build our bodies. We will build our faith. We will build healthy relationships. And we will achieve our aspirations. So know that when you see me, you're going to see somebody that's calling you to a higher level, challenging you to dream, believe, and take action, and grow and become everything that you are designed to be. That you will unlimit yourself, dream again, and discover the you that you were designed to be. So, here's to our journey. I'm glad that you're here. Thank you for sharing these moments with you. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. See ya.